Khumo,
Guna fam, what's good? We're back after the match day. We needed temperatures to calm down. I think the rain kind of helped. So it cooled us off. So we're ready to actually get into Burnley versus Arsenal. We were at home. We lost 1-0. They were fans, but you would think they weren't fans. So yeah, guys, welcome. We have the residents, Khumo and Thlogi here, or King Cobra. Might as well just get into it. I don't have many questions. The most important is how are you guys doing? How are you feeling? Welcome, we're here for you. Guna Cast is here.
Yeah, man. It's surely it is difficult. I mean, we have a 33.3% win ratio out of 11 games. We can point the finger at quite a lot of things. I mean, even just the conversation we're having now before we started the official chat, where we were talking about the chances that Laka has missed, the opportunities that have been created for Oba. I think the big question is, when we look at the team, do they look like a couple of players that are playing for the coach, or are they just walking into the field and doing whatever the hell that's on their minds? You know what I mean? We need to start asking those questions, because I'm afraid what I'm starting to see is I'm starting to see a situation where Arteta has completely lost his change room. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm starting to see. Because I don't see any positive movement from anyone. The positive runs and the way that Saka used to play, I don't see it anymore. And also, what motivates you to start playing properly when guys that are weak, that are poor week in, week out, like your Willian, your Lacazette himself, your Aubameyang, you name them, you know what I mean? Week in, week out, they show very poor performances, and yet they get played. And right now, counting on a 22-year-old in Gabriel to mop up at the back. We're counting on a 19-year-old Saka to make the balls going into, to make those runs going in. We're counting on a 23-year-old Ceballos to pick up the pieces in midfield. What the hell is happening with our senior players?
The senior players,
apart from Partey, everyone that is above the age of 25 has shut down. What's wrong? You know what I mean? We can talk about the chances that Lacazette has missed. We can talk about so many other things. But if these things happen consistently without any kind of recourse, then we start looking at the coach, the manager. We don't have a choice. That is the only thing we can do. I'm surprised that with the ratio that he has not been sacked. I'm really surprised. I truly am.
Look, I'm with everything that Tony said. I think obviously the day has done us a bit of chill, because I think yesterday I was in a lot of pain, man. I think we've passed anger. Everyone's past anger, right? We are in a despair state. I would say, what? I live in Spain, but the S is silent. So, so that's the vibe. And I hear the Europa team. I don't know. Obviously, we're playing garbage there, but they seem to be doing. Is there more freedom there? I don't know. But now this dude, he starts with 2 defensive midfielders against Burnley already from the jump. What is Arteta vibing in his head, So we're already in it from a negative point of view. I think the senior players, what you're saying, have let us down, and this nonsense of over-relying on them, and even offering them some of the 1-year extensions to Luis. Mustafi, until he apparently rejected us, being offered a new contract. Willian, who no one knows what the hell was that about. Socrates is still lounging around at the club, doing nothing. Socrates is busy playing for under 23s. We're a shambles club from the floor up, to the top, to the ceiling, and you can see. And I think to the point, Europa, Balogun were looking very good. You know what I mean? When you get a taste of the Premier League, Nathan Lyons is playing very good in Europe. Why is he not getting a taste over Bellerin, who's been garbage consistently? Bellerin has been amazingly poor. right? But Niles gets no love until stupid things happen. Berlin has to be taken off. So this guy is not rewarding people and just keeping to the same nonsense. That doesn't work. And then even the commentators were saying, my favorite thing, sorry, quickly, my favorite thing of they're always going left and right to the corners. The commentator said that. Like, oh, Burnley's just pushing them to the left and right. What do they want to keep doing? They do this all the time. I mean, we see it. Everyone else sees it, Arteta. And everyone runs away from the ball. Everyone goes to the wings. And I think those moments when Elneny's like pointing, like, where should I pass the fucking ball, guys? Because everyone's so far away from him. But so that team is in shambles, bro.
Yeah, look. I think what Arteta is doing is frustrating. Now, one of the things I'm starting to pick up, which also is a question on his management style, right? Let's look at Pepe. Pepe is an Unai acquisition. And we're starting to see signs of him wanting to freeze Pepe out of the game for Willian. Saliba, he is an Unai signing, right? He has never given him the light of day in the Premier League. We have players that can be better at Arsenal that he's freezing out. He's killing the club because I think he wants to go and buy whoever on earth he thinks he wants to buy. And for that, look, as a manager, you're supposed to walk in and work with what you find out, with what is available. I was watching one of the, I think it must be one of the YouTube channels, the Arsenal fan YouTube channels, and some guy was saying that Arteta is more of an Everton legend than he is an Arsenal legend. Yet Everton will never give him the job to be manager because they're serious about moving forward, which is why they went and got Carlo Ancelotti, someone that has actually won the Champions League. You understand what I mean? Look, I started to believe in Project Arteta, though I wasn't really convinced. And I'll say it again, 2-3 games in, remember there's a day I had a rant, I think it was our loss to Albion, right? And the kind of behavior that was shown by Xhaka on the field yesterday for him to get a red card shows you, in my opinion, that the changing room is gone. The changing room is gone. You understand what I mean? I don't care who says what. We can go in and sign some of the world's best players. We're not going to do anything with this club. This club is gone until we get an experienced manager.
I don't wanna blame Ozil, because I did say this before. I agree. There's a toxicness. You've frozen out Ozil. You have all these dudes who are not there who are literally just wasting time. So Katis, Kolasinac, they're just wasting time lounging around. You do have a negative vibe. And now that you hear, I think yesterday something came out that he's having a beef with Luis, and Luis doesn't talk to Arteta directly. It does seem like it. I know now I've always been like, yo, I'm backing Arteta, but it's now becoming apparent. It's becoming very clear that he's out of his depth to an extent. I would like to see, and I've said this, I want to see him with more windows. I want to see him with more transfer windows, get rid of these guys. So a part of me still wants to hang on to see the mass clearance. We need a clearance of all this shit in the club. And if it means if he has to be that ruthless to create a new energy that he wants, then he must be. Because he's the manager. And not these fucking other players. They must just get. But so I'm willing to give him the benefit of a few more windows, actually 2 maybe. The January one and the next summer one, because otherwise I can't.
So you guys wanna give?
Let Koketso. What's
So
happening?
you wanna give? How's everyone?
Go for it, Machi.
Yeah. So Khumo, you want to give a person 2 more seasons to get players that he wants to play this stupid system and lose with the new players. But they're showing that the system is not moving us anyway. What more can other players do? Hit the ball more into the box? What? Square more? Is that what he wants? There's still not enough players running into the box for him to be always crossing. He first needs to adjust his whole game plan. For even his own game plan to work.
But is it fair?
Can I say, so what I mean is that we've had a team of garbage for the longest. it's been pushing garbage forward. Xhaka is one of the biggest criminals who survived I don't know how many different management changes. We've had.
You see,
So
can I jump in there?
wait.
I want to jump in there.
No, let me finish this.
I want to jump. I have to jump in there.
Wait.
No, I want to jump in. Can I say this shit, right? You've spoken about Xhaka, who's been garbage, right? You complained about Lacazette, right? You complained about Bellerin, right? But who chooses them week in, week out? You complained about Willian. Who brought him to the club? Who even said he's one of the transfer window's biggest signings? Who said that? Is the same guy that you think must stick around and abuse us more with other window periods. You know, I was having a conversation with some guy, and when he showed me the net spend on players, it actually showed that your Chelseas, your Liverpools have had better net spend on players, and they play way better football than us. We could have justified the loss against Tottenham, given the crop of players that they have. But can we do the same against losing to Burnley? Can we say the same against Aston Villa? We can't. We have a group of kids that he should be giving an opportunity to. He's not giving an opportunity to those kids. What has Saliba done to him for Saliba to be frozen out the way that he is? You understand?
Look, I mean, he froze out also, bro.
£30 was spent on this boy. But Bakary Sagna himself respects and says this boy is good. Do you want to tell me that Rob Holding is better than Saliba? The bit that I've seen from Saliba definitely says no. You understand what I mean? But wait a minute. So this is the same guy that is choosing these players, and you're saying he needs a window to buy more Williams. No, guys, I disagree.
No.
That's
So my
exactly what I'm
example,
saying. You're like, give this guy, the same guy, 2 windows.
Wait. There's negativity in the vibe in the club. There's a toxic. There's a lot of dead weight there. I refer to the Liverpool Renaissance under Klopp, where the team when he picked up to the team now is a totally different team. The team he inherited and the team he built is different. I want the stupid dude to get the same chance, but he's making it hard to give him that chance. You know, at this club, I think people can argue that he was winning or he had something that made sense. This dude is shocking right now.
He was not 15th. That's what happened with that first crop of players.
But
Wasn't he 15?
You know the only apart from being invincible, the only pride and joy we have is that we've never been relegated. But I think that is about to change if we keep this guy.
Easy, Tigers. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's go back to the game.
But Kish, justify how we're getting ahead of ourselves given where we're sitting in the league right now.
I don't know what else to say. I'm just trying to
Are we winning on Wednesday?
We have won.
Are we going to win on Wednesday? Are we going to win on Wednesday?
Harry Kane has scored more goals than the entire team put together. Son has scored more goals than the entire team put together. Jamie Vardy has scored more goals than the entire team put together, and we must just relax. And
Eddie and kids, has scored more goals.
Are we going to win on Wednesday?
No.
Are we going to win on Wednesday?
That's what I'm getting there, but
we might. You guys know the rules and the cause of this whole Premier League. If you end at the bottom of the table by end of December, there's a high chance you're getting relegated. So, are we winning on Wednesday? No, we're not winning. Where are we going to be if we don't win on Wednesday? We have to now hope for those other teams not to win. Do you guys realize the situation will come? We still hope that people don't win so we can end up in... I think actually this whole nonsense began up at us praying that people don't win so we can enter top 4. Now it has gone down to this now, where we are wishing people don't win so that we don't get into the relegation zone.
You know, Koketso, I think Khumo has a fantasy of supporting a championship side. If that's the case, he must go find a championship side, not wish for us now to become a championship.
It's twofold. It's twofold. Yeah. Look, could be potentially Arteta and his tactics. I think Thlogi just dropped off there, but it could be Arteta and his tactics, which definitely could. But it's also the personnel carrying it out. And I know he's selecting Xhaka, Willian, Bellerin, and Lacazette. But to be fair, there's other guys that he could select. But these guys are letting him down. Now it's also coming to a point where these guys are letting him down. And it's not the first time we've seen this with Wenger, we've seen this with Emery, what's going on there? Well, what do you think is going on and what needs to change apart from Arteta leaving and people getting sold? Look, we got till Jan. Let's say we have till Jan. So
but how do you start Xhaka and El Neni, bruh? Instead of Ceballos and El Neni and Sebastian in front of fucking Xhaka, not behind these fucking guys. You're going defensive against Burnley. What does that say? And I've said this before, man, this lack of a midfield is we have no fucking midfield. There's no creative midfielder. We know about the Ozil situation, but it's dire, bruh. Come on. I'm not on the hype wagon of this Emil Smith Rowe guy, but everyone's been crying for him because at least he's someone who can do something, right? Who can probably do something creative. We need that because our attack is so telegraphed. It's so fucking slow. It's so lethargic. It's left wings, cross. I don't know, maybe Burnley probably did another 30 crosses yesterday with 2 maybe reaching a player. With
so
2 maybe.
So I'm just afraid for Emily. I'm really afraid for Emily because he might start off being very creative. By next year, February, he'll probably be playing the same nonsense of running to the wing. Not even running. I don't know what the hell they're doing because Saka just stands there, gets the ball, does not the space, passes back. Like, there's not been any attempt on anything besides crossing, it seems like. I was like, Emily Waba in the same hole of having to now go across that side. Watch him.
He's going to become a baby. Like, Saka is being destroyed.
Exactly. Do you really think that this person still has a changing room, but I think he has lost the changing room. What's going on there? It does not look like a group that actually wants to play for him anymore.
Oh, something I forgot to say. Fuck him for not going hard at Xhaka. How many times has Xhaka done this shit of penalties, of red cards? And the way he crucified Pepe, like Pepe was the first time this dude did something. Xhaka, who's a fucking habitual fucking waste man, he gets off with a light.
That card. It's like he made the wrong challenge. I get why he grabbed the guy's neck because he felt he tripped him and pushed him to the floor, and then he got up and gripped his neck. But it's just one too many times, and that issue there, I think that if you watch it just before, you'll see him like he didn't trip him. He comes up behind him. Xhaka's moving back, and he falls over his leg. So it's like that. So Xhaka like just being temperamental, but
no, that's we're not gonna justify. The other dude was the other.
Here, these situations here are causing us to lose as well. It's not only the tactics, After that, that's where Burnley ended up taking the game,
But you see, I agree with you.
Pepe, that dude that Pepe almost hit button was antagonizing. They were antagonizing each other the whole match. Antagonizing each other the whole match. First half, second half. Xhaka actually missed the incident where I think he was drawing a foul or he got fouled.
Usual Xhaka nonsense.
Yeah, usual Xhaka nonsense. And he reacts badly to his own mistake, grabs the guy by the neck, an attempted headbutt, or even Pepe just lowering his head to someone grabbing your neck. There is no justification. Pepe had been antagonizing him, and the dude have been pushing each other the whole match. Xhaka has one incident, loses his head, but he doesn't get destroyed on TV like fucking Pepe does. He gets justification. Fuck Xhaka. Arteta for not being consistent and doing this to Pepe and making Pepe like apologize, coming out and making Pepe feel like shit. Fuck Arteta for that too. I was cool with him.
Thank you. You see, now you see now you can see the lack of management I'm talking about. You understand what I mean? The lack of consistency. Because also remember, similar incident is the reason Guendouzi got cast out last season. Let's wait and see if Xhaka will follow the same fate. And you know what? Given how he has reacted already, I don't see it happening.
And Guendouzi was defending a fellow player, was angry at what they did to Leno. And he gets told
to say that incident resulted in Leno being out for a couple of months.
And Guendouzi gets thrown to the wolves, never plays again. Xhaka is okay. What Yo, that's amazing. I forgot about the Gunduzi thing. Gunduzi didn't do fucking anything wrong. Stood up for his team member. But I'm getting more angry at Arteta, but these guys, I don't know, man. Oh,
You know what?
We don't have a manager. Just accept it.
I do
We
not
don't have a
think
manager.
that.
maybe I'm a romantic.
I don't think that.
I love
Pepe and them got into trouble because they didn't want to play also his 1-2 football. Ganduzi is never sticking to one position. I think that's what used to piss off Arteta. Pepe, who wants to run with the ball, is pissing off Arteta. David Luiz with his wanting to go be a striker one moment, they also missing out with Arteta. Those are something that are getting Arteta mad. You know what? If he was good at getting the results, we could have looked the other way up at Ganduzi. We could have looked the other way up at Pepe. To be honest, at some point we could have looked away because of Ozil, for Ozil. Right now he's losing. I promise you guys. But if Ozil's not sold in January, he's going to be the ghost on every manager's.
You know what?
He's in trouble. All of them.
The same way that you want consistency from Arteta, right? The same way that you're shouting for consistency from Arteta about how he treats players. Can we, as Arsenal fans, show the same level of consistency? Last season, this time, we were better off than where we are now, but everyone was shouting for Unai to leave. Why is it that no one is shouting for Unai to leave?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying we need to start questioning. I've been saying for the past few weeks, we need to start questioning this person. This person now. Because my biggest problem with him is that it seems like he doesn't know how to win. He doesn't know how to even score now. Like, he doesn't actually know what the hell is he doing. What is he doing?
Like, we're digressing.
Because he's beating that weird team. Because he beats that weird team in Ireland that are probably maybe soccer's their second job. He thinks that there's nothing more frustrating than watching Arsenal with 70% ball position and they could have carried on playing till today, till now, and still wouldn't have scored.
Even the one person's like,
you guys realize that?
If the
and they could have substituted everyone. We could have substituted everyone and put in a new team, and we still wouldn't have scored.
I'm with
those
you,
tactics.
I'm 100% with you.
Well, like, coming off this game, we got no Xhaka, we got no Bellerin. So are those kind of blessings in disguise? And I was hoping William gets injured, but yeah, so it would have been a perfect trifecta. So do you think now that
why is William not getting this thing, Gant? Why has he not caught COVID? How has he not caught COVID? Is he keeping safe and making sure that he has to go play every weekend?
Can I ask you guys a question? Yeah? For those of us, because I'm definitely sure I didn't, for those of us that followed William last season, was he playing the same way he's playing right now?
He always plays like this. Then he does nothing.
No, but he was being benched a lot of the time.
But
he wasn't playing week in, week out.
Then he got like 5 assists last season, and then someone was saying, well, that's it. When he got the 2 for us, they're like, no, that's his tally.
6 goals.
His tally's up almost.
Yeah, but
what is he good at? What is it? Crossing, beating the man? Would we say that maybe his biggest problem is Arteta also? Because, like, just how he doesn't want anybody trying to run at the man and beat the man. Maybe Williams' problem is Arteta himself. And maybe the first game he got lucky because Arteta has not seen all those other parts of him running at the. And then at the next day, probably at training, he told him, all right, you run with the ball again. You're going out.
Didn't they say that about Xhaka? Xhaka is like actually Xhaka is like a teacher's pet or something, like at training. Remember hearing some shit like that? Like he's like some I don't. But anyway, that's beside the point. I forgot now.
That always brings an apple for the teacher and always carries the teacher's books and shit.
Yeah, he gives me that energy. He's a fuck boy anyway. But come on, there is no. Man, I forgot what I was gonna say. There's no fun anymore in that team. I think I was talking about Allegri because I saw Allegri started trending right after. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I started seeing the Allegri rumors last week, and in my mind, I was thinking, you know what, Arteta, there's a message that's coming out here. So you better clean up your act, give us a win next week, at least try and stay in your job. And well,
How
that's what
long?
it gave us. So, who are we playing?
How long could the 3-at-the-back survive? Southampton, and they're on fire. Southampton, and they're on fire. I'm not sure, and Southampton already was a slippery banana pill to us all the time. Now we're facing them in this condition. We're going to get 4 or 5. We're going to make new Southampton stars.
I want to say my opinion is guys are not afraid of Arsenal anymore. When you go to the Emirates, guys are not afraid anymore. They're like, oh, okay, let's go collect the 3 points and come and chill. You know what I mean? That's what it's starting to look like.
We even feel like we're at home. Like yesterday, it didn't feel like we were at home. The performance, even the way the guys were playing, the fight was there, but it just didn't feel like we were at home. So for Southampton, what do we need to do? What needs to change for us to get a result? Except Arteta.
We need a creative midfielder. No, come on. We're enough with fucking defensive midfielders. We need a creative midfielder. And we also need to go break some Danny Ings knee or something.
During Wenger's reign, we had a similar problem with this, where there was no defense. Where every team knew, no man, just defend, we'll hit them on the counter. But you notice what Wenger did? He made sure we scored a couple of goals. Even without a horrible defense line, at least 3 or 4 will be going in. And then maybe we'll let go of 3. I know it's not sustainable, but right now, Arteta needs a Hail Mary. Either he lets go of the strikers to go attack however they want to play, or he carries on with this nonsense play. He's losing because he can't defend, and he's trying to do something that he can't do still. And then instead of using the team's most actually good feature, which is the attack line. Why would you shut down the attack line and say that the mistake?
Doesn't make sense.
And these people can't defend for shit.
Does it make sense that we have a team that has Aubameyang and Lacazette and we still fail to score?
It's because they're not allowed to play that game. They're not allowed to play that game. Aubameyang is not allowed to be hanging on the last defender on his trade because why? Nobody's going to do through balls, so there's no need of him hanging around on the defender's shoulder. Lacazette, I'm not sure what he thinks he is now. He thinks that he's a middle fielder, attacker, a winger. You know what? It'll be even better to play Lacazette at the defense line at this time because he's not sure what he wants to do also. And then, okay, you get our front line. Pepe, and that keeps on getting mixed signals on that wing. Pepe keeps on getting weird signals on the wing. All these people, the attack line does not know what the hell they're supposed to do anymore. And these are proven strikers and wingers, and somehow they forgot what to do. Whose fault is that?
So it wasn't yesterday.
Someone's game plan?
Yesterday was Santi's birthday, I think, right? And someone was saying that, I mean, when have we had a midfielder, a creative midfielder, apart from but also been slumping also. But we don't have anyone of Santi's caliber in the squad right now. And we used to be, I guess we were very used to Ramsey's and the Ozils and the Santis, and an amazing midfield. And now we have nothing. And we are suffering because of it.
I don't think we've got nothing. I think it's because we're forcing them to be, we're looking for that Santi. I think Santi has become our biggest problem because now they're trying to create another Santi, the one who's amazing on his feet, who can pass, who can do all these stuff. And, Santi was just a once-in-a-lifetime kind of player. We're not going to get him overnight. Even Santi to play that position.
Who are we creating in the team right now to do that? Because there's no one who plays that role in the team.
They're trying with every other midfielder. They're going, yeah, he can be like Santi. No, he can't. Even Xhaka was once compared like a Santi. Even the kid from Real Madrid has been said that, yeah, he can play in that hole. I think that's the reason why they're not playing him as a number 10. It's because I think they're trying to do the whole Santi thing of a deep line playmaker. So again, you don't get them every night and every day. They take a while.
But we haven't had anything.
We've never had, and every coach keeps on coming in and trying to create that. Stop trying to create it. Let's try use the team at its best. Way. First of all, Xhaka bench.
Last points before we're almost out of time. Sorry. So carry on, Koketso, but last point. Sorry.
Anyway, Sorry, I say it once again. Another week going. Arteta out. No more transfer windows next. Just like Emery, out.
Look,
That's my last word.
I would say the consistency, yeah, because look, I want to believe in the fairy tale, you know, of this first season manager who's doing bits and becomes a great legend for us. I do not want us to do, and that's been my biggest fight. I don't want us to do the United merry-go-round of managers. So it's pushing me to a hard place where I have to accept that Arteta is not working. But I also agree, if we have to cut something, if we have to make drastic changes, it has to happen sooner than later. I really would have loved to see a creative midfielder with Arteta's idea of party and whatever, but this sacrificing attack to bolster and already failing, because this is like a season and a half of trying to fix that defense. It's failing, guys. Remember that picture of the car? Remember like that car, the picture of the car where the front was a Lamborghini, the middle was like a Hyundai or something, and the back was a car. Everyone knew that about us, but now he's flipped the whole car around to becoming Skoro at the front, Skoro in the middle, Skoro. We have nothing unique anymore.
So we lost the Ferrari front.
Yeah, we're not selling the Ferrari front. Yeah? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Are you talking? Kofi?
Yeah.
I think we lost him.
Edu also must go. Edu must also go.
I like the fairy tale story that you're coming with. Khumo.
Yeah?
I'm saying I appreciate the fairy tale story that you're talking about. Reality is, we can forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming to terms. It's like getting the
But Edu must also go. Edu must go.
Yeah, if he's going to bring us useless Brazilians, he must follow them.
The Brazilian mafia must go.
Edu and his friend, they must go. They must leave this club. They must leave our club. Otherwise, we're going to have all these retired Brazilians there.
TT is trying to argue that the contest must invest, but we need to be.
Is it my internet that's lagging, guys?
No.
Is it me?
No, it's
now.
Oh.
Yeah, no, the connection is not working. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, guys, we're going through, I don't know what to call it. Uncharted territory.
I never thought I'll ever be in this position. Ever.
And you know what's scary? It's like, we were a lot angrier before, you know what I mean, with Emre and shit. Now, it's that chick you just left and you're like, I'm sorry, baby, I think I made a mistake. So I think we need to see something. We need to see something, and I think right now I can't really even blame fans for wanting his head or wanting people out to getting angry and stuff like that. Because you saw that guy's reaction with the mask over his head. He was done. They got selected to be the first 2,000 people, but was it really that nice? You know what I mean? So it's tough, man. And I don't know, Southampton, as you guys said, it's going to be difficult. That's a very difficult game. Our next 3 games difficult. Southampton, Chelsea, Everton. Yo. With City in the mix.
We are finished.
The pain is just beginning.
We are finished. We're gonna get touched so hard.
I thought 2019-2020 season was bad. Yeah, this COVID season into 21. Yeah, so
Yeah, people will see on Wednesday.
The only positive I can say is that there's no Europa, and hopefully these kids get a run, because now he can field a more changed up squad because he doesn't have a lot of games in the midweek, or he does, but it's all Premier League games.
Do you think we're gonna beat Benfica? Is it Benfica we got?
Hey, that's also a tough one. Those boys are quick moving, quick passing, skillful people, in the Portuguese team. So we could, but right now, I don't know who the hell we can beat, to be fair. So, it's like, who are we beating? Like, I don't know. There's two sides to us,
Only beating ourselves. Is that?
Yeah, and the scary thing is, I was telling someone, I was like, the Europa, yeah, we did well, 6 out of 6. Sure, great one. But once there's a tougher opponent, what happens?
Yeah.
But anyway, guys.
And I want to see that kid. Wait, sorry, there's something positive. But I was impressed by Balugan. I like his look.
Yeah.
I like his energy, his size. He's different to Eddie. That Aziz boy. Yeah, that Aziz boy killed me on that. Did you see him do that one move where he cool as ice? I think the defender was running behind him, and then he just turned on him and ran towards the goal. I was like, oh, my boy is icy. He had ice in his veins. I didn't see that control kid. I wasn't like, okay. I was like, I didn't even expect it.
Sorry, we're almost out of time. Let me end.
Yeah?
We're almost
over.
Yeah. But thanks, guys. Appreciate it. The Residents match day preview review. But